Hey YouTube, I did a video there, and I got out my acoustics the other night. My pal Rory was over and he likes his acoustics, so I was showing off basically. I can't handle the acoustics being on the wall there because when I talk they reverberate. So, two guitars, they both look the same, don't they? So this is a Washburn, I can't remember the years of these. They do have serial numbers on them. I think they're about 95. So a 1995 Washburn d30-s. It's got a solid top, that d30-s. It's a solid cedar top. So yeah, so this, but look at the back. Look, it's maple, and pretty fancy looking maple. Lots of bird's eye and stuff in it, all the way around in a maple headstock. So notice the main difference between you looking from the front. This one has a bigger sound hole than that. Both got a cedar top on them. Maybe this Christmas, I think it was like 2 Christmases ago, I looked at my acoustic. The strings on these are ancients, by the way, but I need to learn to play the acoustic a bit more, and my pal Ronnie was up playing them, and he plays an awful lot quieter than me, so I think maybe that's what I'm doing wrong. I tend to play the guitar and I'm kind of like that, whereas really been these guitars are total sleepers, nobody knows what they are yet. So made in Japan, probably Terada 95, cedar top, which is pretty rare in itself I think anyway, but maple back. And if I look at my other one, this one's slightly older. This is a d32-s, whereas this is a d30, see it doesn't have binding on the headstock, and this one does have binding on the headstock, but you'll notice the headstocks are body coloured. Check the back of this one. Look at that. So that's where this one is up here. Oh, that's really beautiful. It's up here. Da da da. This one kind of reminds me of is it The Simpsons, where there's like wee baby lambs, and it's like they get cuter and cuter the younger they get. This is kind of, look at that. Pure. And it's got, maybe it doesn't have a red neck. It's a very similar neck. This one's made in this one's made in Japan. Both the same year, I think. We'll have a look at the inside. If you look at the inside of this particular model, the serial number, it's on the block, but it actually just tells you what year it is. 93, so this one's a couple of years older. Coming up for 30. Yeah, okay, 30. Very different sounding guitar. Don't have the same strings on them though. Maybe I was supposed to play it. That's better. That's it. Yeah, again, I'm talking there about my problem with playing acoustics too loud. Like a really good acoustic sounds too good when you absolutely almost played Take It Easy there, but I got a copyright strike last time I did it, so I'm not going to. I can't have them hanging up on the wall. I wonder if I maybe put them on the rack down there. Just the whole echoey thing when I talk, it's kind of doing my head in a bit. Maybe it's just because they're right at dingy level. So again, Solid cedar top. These have hand shaved bracing. I don't know. It's like there is a point where you look at these guitars and it's like, oh, it's got to be all solid. I assume this was. I don't think it is. I'm not sure. I wouldn't imagine it's getting Mikasa. I don't know. Can you see how ridiculous that is? I mean, look at it. It's super ornate. Just looks like a boring wooden box from the front, which is maybe my main reason for not really being that into acoustics. They all kind of look the same. But there's an awful lot more in the construction of these things. And even when you're saying, okay, I've mentioned a couple of times these are solid top guitars. I think you can get quite cheap nowadays all solid guitars, but I bet they're not as good as this. It's like there's an awful lot more to the construction methods. You'll see that if you look at even the cheapest Yamaha FG. I found out what FG stood for the other day. Can't remember. Folk something. The build quality matters more than an acoustic. I mean, I have played. The most expensive guitar I played was a Taylor. It was a 12-string one, but it only had 6 strings on it. It was just like you just went. It was like unbelievable. It was $2,500 or something, but you could kind of tell. You can't tell quite as much on electric guitars, I don't think, from the sound of them. But it's just like the resonance of these things. You know, it's like the whole thing's just boom, and it's absolutely filling the room and sounding amazing. But I really do need to start playing a bit more acoustic. Some acoustic. Like, if I played any acoustic, I mean, I don't think I've actually played acoustic since whenever it was. I think it was. I'm pretty sure it was in the snow. It's like I was going to take one of the guitars. I think it was my Yamaha, my first guitar, which I kept. But it's just when you get like a really nice acoustic, when you do the whole, it's just da da. Are not electro acoustics, so probably before 93, 95 is probably kind of before you got proper piezo things and everything. When they were cheap, basically Washburn were one of the first people to make like an acceptable a stage use acoustic because of the piezo preamp and stuff in it. This isn't the model that's got that on it. If you look at the early, or not the early, the MTV Unplugged, there's Washburns all over the shop because they had this amplifiable thing where it wasn't just feedbacking and having mics and all that crap on it. Before I put these away, I need to take these over to Scott's and go, ha, look at this. He's going to go, really, I wish you could play it backwards. It'd be nice if it had that as the top. Yeah. So these are sleepers. You can pick them up for not very much money. I mean, you're talking about, you can get one of these for the same price as an Epiphone Hummingbird. I've had an Epiphone Hummingbird, and it's just 5 times better than an Epiphone Hummingbird. It just is. I mean, not saying that they're shit, but Epiphones kind of are. I mean, I knew for my first guitar I went and tried when I was on my 18th birthday. I went into McCormick's in Glasgow, and I had 200 quid. So I tried every guitar between 100 and 200, like acoustic. I couldn't really play. I just played an A-minor on it, and my Yamaha FG 411S was just the best one in the shop, and it was like that, so I just bought that one, even though I think I might have actually gone up to 250 was what I had, and I ended up spending 170 or something. because the ones that were more expensive just looked more fancy. They didn't sound as good. So Washburn won the acoustic guitar, the budget acoustic guitar of the year. Is that a D10 or a D12 for like all of the 90s and the 90s? They made the best acoustic guitars for the budget end. So this is quite a higher up the range one. So it's a 32. I'm a little bit concerned. Maybe it's a taste thing. The 32 seems to be an awful lot better than the 30. It's quite a jump for only being 2, and they're kind of the same top and stuff. So maybe it's I just like the sound of the ebony rather than the maple a bit more, because this is where tone wood does make a difference. It's like, it's not like an electric guitar where it's like, there's many arguments of whether you can hear a maple top or shit like that. You can on an acoustic, because it's the wood that's making all the noise in it. It's not, there's no pickups cheating in there. It just sounds so good when you batter them. And I suppose I would just electrify these. No, because if you're going to electrify, I'm not, I don't know. I'm just not very good at the acoustic. Maybe, as I said, when I was listening to Ronnie play his guitars last night, the night before, he was playing them much quieter. Never sounded glorious. He sounded much better when someone else is playing them. So it probably sounds better. Well, the mic's there. It's probably not the best place to put it. Stunning instruments, these two. So I can't sell them because they're both brothers. There is an advert from a guitar magazine, which I don't have their magazine, but I saw it online, which is the two of these sitting. It's kind of angled so you can see the fanciness of them, as they've got it's a range, just these two guitars, so it's like got the whole range of whatever these are. They do, Washburns go up, the higher the number, the better. So the D10 and the D12 are the cheapest one. Sorry, ran out of space again. I was just saying, yeah, so the lower the numbers, I think they start at D10 and D12. And then they go up to, these are, I suppose, mid-range with the S, with a solid top, with the hand-shaved bracings. I think my pal Wayne's got a D60, which is all solid, and he didn't pay very much money for it. So maybe, I don't think, it doesn't have that on the back, but so that's really annoying. I was almost finished the video and I had to stitch this bit on the end, but I had to do that, so it's done. So rock on acoustically, and remind me that I should be playing acoustic more often. I really don't have any excuse for not doing it, really, apart from the excuse of having them on the wall, which is really annoying. Rock on.